Hey, how's it going, guys? I know I've been away for a little bit doing a video on a couple of chapters that I've been needing to get to. I will get to them soon. I'm going to do actually a review of the rumored chapters that I missed. So not a live reaction, so it's going to be, I think, at least 5 chapters that I missed. I'm going to try and get that into one video to make up for obviously not reacting or putting up that stuff. Obviously, I've been in school, been focusing on that because that takes priority most of it, more than anything else. But yeah, besides that, I'm here today doing a kind of pseudo live reaction or review of the scan, aka the raws, of 171 of the new One Punch Man manga chapter that came out. So they are not officially translated, but I like to do that sometimes because why not? Especially now that we're back on a monthly schedule, I gotta strike when the iron's hot. So this chapter opens up with the raws, at least. You have 3 heroes. Actually, first off, before all that, we gotta acknowledge the greatness that is Tatsumaki. Ooh. Oh. Yo, Morale yet again showing, like, he's really hammering in that she's just amazing in anything like he designs her in, because, wow, like, she's going for like this metallic punk rocker chick look. Oh, lovely. Anyway, so we start off with the scan or raw chapters, however you want to say it. We're 3 heroes. So we have Chain Toad, Butterfly DX, and I believe it's Forte. Basically, the 3 A-class heroes of lower ranking are coming to a new housing district in the headquarters in A City. So remember, I believe it was said in a couple chapters or bonus chapters that A City, the main headquarters, was actually a facility for most heroes to live in if they wanted to, because obviously they want more heroes on site, especially now after the Monster Association. A lot of the executives didn't feel safe just being guarded by police or regular security officers or even mercenaries. So having the heroes on site, having living facility was kind of like the whole big idea. So now they're coming into this new area, new apartment, to what it looks like to see and square up who moved in. I will go over the webcomic version of what this chapter is, because this basically is a exact copy of what was going down in the webcomic with slight new details because of past manga chapters, which is awesome. Cool. New context. See the translation of some of these new stuff and also some of the old stuff, see how it compares. I'll go over that in like the second half of the video. So this first half of the video is just going over what happened in the scan chapters, and then when the actual translation comes out, I'll do an actual video, maybe actual review of that. But for right now, we're going to go back into this. So yeah, they came here to size up someone who moved in. Some, you know, they're kind of breaking in the new guy. See, like, oh, why does he get to be here? Like, you live near us, here we go. And it turns out the guy that they were trying to intimidate and square up, like, hey, who the fuck you think you are? Oh, it's King. The fuck you doing knocking on my door? Who the hell are you 3 shit stains? It's like, oh no, you fucked up. Like, you guys truly are unlucky to be shit-talking King. Like, oh, that's a shame. We move on to Z City, and it looks like a surveillance team is watching Pig God go through the rubble. And while he's doing that, we actually now can confirm, because this has been a theory for the manga readers for the longest time, and now this gets into some webcomic stuff, that yes, Black Sperm did in fact survive. He had 1 cell left. I'm curious on how this one got away, because it's clear how the one in the webcomic got away, but again, I'll go over that in the webcomic section. Association brings along another hero that we actually do know of in the webcomic, but this was kind of their debut in the webcomic chapter. But in the manga, we do have him, and his name is Air. I'm pulling up his information now. I might, like, if I can, I'll try and put it in the actual video. Yeah. So he was in the bonus chapter of Disaster Level. So his official introduction in the manga is actually before this chapter. but his original introduction in totality is in the webcomic chapter, which, by the way, the webcomic chapter that this is literally a direct parallel to is chapter 95. Through that, where he looks like he's here to make sure, I guess, King is in the area, or that King is not doing anything weird. Yeah. So, like, basically, the association is just watching King go through the rubble. And for whatever reason, because again, not translated yet, I have my reasoning, and I'm going to go over the webcomic section later. Air strikes Pig God. He's like, hey, look at my boomerang. Don't be fucking up, Pig God. It's like, dude, you're an A class. Impressive. He's not being E-Iron or like the students, or even like a My Mask. The big reveal that not only did Black Sperm survive, Evil Natural Water is revealed to survive as well. Yes, he had survived the Serious Punch. Like, that's a feat. Now, he's in this very small liquid state. We don't know why in the manga, it just is. And then, yeah, Pig God does his thing and eats him, and most likely it's going to be because of his digestive juices that he is compacting him and completely erasing him now that he's in, like, this very small, like, gallon form or whatever it is. But as he's digesting him, he does get shot up from the inside out with different beams of water pressure from Evil Natural Water. So, again, another feat for Pig God. And then we get to the major part of the chapter where we have Black Sperm encounters Saitama. And Saitama actually is lifting up his actual house. Now, to be fair, his building is like still rubbles, but he actually found like a good chunk of the house. Now, Black Sperm actually does reveal something interesting here in the panel that isn't translated, obviously, but he actually remembers what happened. Well, he is thinking back to Garo versus Saitama at the end, and unlike Flashy Flash and anyone else, he actually, apparently, from what we could tell, saw Saitama defeat Garo. To that, a third reveal on who survived, and yes, people called it Rover. Rover's alive, and he somehow shrunk. Yes, he's a puppy now. Albeit a terrifying puppy, but a puppy. Black Sperm sees this and is like, wait, they're not gonna kill it? Or like, his facial reaction looks like, wait, I expected them to kill Rover, but he's gonna keep it alive? Which is interesting, because then this leads into Black Sperm saying, hey, or like he's walking up to Saitama, hey, can I come with you guys? So it looks like Saitama's friend group, or the Saitama group that we all know, Genos, Bang, Bomb, King, Fubuki, Flashy Flash kind of now, Black Sperm, and Rover are being added into the fold. That's amazing. All, even though translation's not out, it's a pretty simple chapter, straightforward, that you can just like tell just by looking at the panels. Like, outside of the three major reveals, number one, we had Black Sperm live, which was already a guess because of his abilities in general. And then we had a huge reveal that Evil Natural Water could live through a Serious Punch. Now, the scaling of the Serious Punch, because he wasn't that bloodlusted as we now see with the Garo fight, and now looking back with, like, you know, Boros, his Serious Punch there probably was not like a full power Serious Punch, or like there are other Serious Punches that can be scaled better than that. But nonetheless, he lived that. Was that Rover, yes, is alive as well. So we had, because now I guess, you know, I guess Evil Natural Water is now dead? Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think 9. And we don't count for Psychos. Which, oh yeah, I forget. I don't think we have Psychos captured. So whatever's going on with Psychos is very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, so that's the manga portion of the chapter. So I'm going to cut it off there. We're going to go into the webcomic section. We're going to use webcomic. So again, like I said earlier in this video, this chapter is, outside of a few minor differences because they added in because of the Cosmic Garo stuff, this is a complete one-to-one to the chapter 95 of the webcomic, where you had Chain Toad and the other two A-class lackey guys. They were going to come here, and they wanted to see who was in their neighborhood that moved in. And they wanted, again, to size him up, see, like, okay, why is he here? This is, like, A-class territory. And obviously, just like in this now new chapter, in the webcomic, it was King, and they got freaked the hell out. But then King's like, oh, hey, bad timing, you know, whatever. So that's pretty much the same. We get to the Z City part, which obviously, you know, the big reveal was that, yes, Black Sperm was alive, although we kind of had a little bit more evidence that he was alive in the webcomic rather than the manga, because we actually do see a Black Sperm alive, watching a little bit of Saitama versus Garo, but then you can also now add in that platinum, or that Black Sperm moment where he watches Garo is now, in this version, the Black Sperm that saw Cosmic Garo lose to Saitama, which that's like, has so many implications there. So, unlike Flashy Flash, this one sperm counts Black Sperm, which I assume is the same like it was in the webcomic. This one sperm count could actually see Saitama beat Garo. Not even Flashy Flash could say that. Wow, that's impressive. That's low-key a feat. But we had in the webcomic chapter, I'm trying to read off the line. So yeah, we have Black Sperm say, what is this guy doing? The Monster Association and Garo extermination should already be over. And he's talking about Pig God. So most likely that's still the same dialogue. He's thinking about, like, why is Pig God here? Why is he doing all this? And what is he looking for? So Pig God in here, we knew from the webcomic, as webcomic readers, he's here because he believes that the evil natural water being is still alive. We get, like, you know, more showings of evil natural water interfering with heroes, so it makes more sense in the webcomic version that he would go after the creature or the monster. Here, it's like he saw it become a big, like, ocean wave and he saved people, but it is kind of weird that he believes that he should go after it now. Either way, this is also, again, if you didn't know, the introduction to Air, the A-class rank 35. This was actually his first introduction into the story overall. And then later on in the manga, they had the bonus chapter of Disaster Levels. You can go check that out. I forget what actual number that was or what volume it's in, but it's bonus chapter Disaster Level. There he makes his manga debut. Obviously now, years later, Murata has updated his design of him in the manga, and he's a little bit more flashier looking. The point is, now we have, you know, his true introduction, one-to-one webcomic and manga here. So he's here to basically act as a security guard against why Pig God's basically out here in the first place. And he basically in the webcomic was acting cocky, like, oh, you guys are the pillars of society. The dignity of the S-Class has fallen, though, after what you did to Z-City. So basically, he thinks he's a hotshot. He can test Pig God. Like him and Def Gatling and a couple other A-Class heroes have shown, like, they understand why the S-Class are feared, but they want to breach that gap, and basically they want to look down on the A-Class, because everyone looks down on A-Class already, so they don't want to be, you know, further looked down on the S-Class, and they want to show, like, hey, you guys aren't that big, and also, you guys have been fucking up, too, so he rightfully wants to challenge him, but as we know, he's in a real fight, even though, like, he just shows up and he has a boomerang, we don't really know any of his abilities, he just has a boomerang that can cut people. He wants to fight Pig God, or just, you know, egg him on, and then obviously even Natural Water shows up. So we do know in the webcomic version a little bit more how he works as a monster. So in the webcomic, it is confirmed that not only can Evil Natural Water use any water around him or any other liquid-based substance to gain more malleability, we also do know that he has a liquid heart inside of his already liquid body that is basically intangible because it flows. It's weird. You have like two different liquids inside of each other. The small part is the actual core, while the rest of it is just pure water. But in that, he moves around, and you have to find it and actually hit it and completely destroy it for Evil Natural Water to die. That's what we have right here. Another issue is that the manga didn't say this, so it's kind of confusing if he has his ability or not. he can actually take in water through osmosis through the air. Because obviously the planet is a humid and aqua planet, even in the atmosphere, there's water all around us. So he can take in all that water and regenerate off of that. So that's also another reason why in the webcomic, where instead of a serious punch, Saitama just punched him. How could he live? There's water all around us. So again, that was also a feat there, but the feat here is even more impressive because as the evil ocean water, he took a serious punch of unknown scale compared to other serious punches, but still, he took a serious punch, and he's able to live that. So it's kind of weird how he does survive here because there's no other context clues in how he's here, unlike in the webcomic. But it's noted that, yet again, here in the manga, somehow he had regenerative and durable feats that could actually allow him to even survive Saitama. So again, that speaks on even Natural's part. Just like in the new chapter here, we have Air thinks he can beat this monster, but then he gets shot through the neck. Oh no, Pig God eats him and digests him. So the guy asked in the webcomic, what was that? Why did you swallow it? Are you going to be okay? I realized, and this is Pig God, I realized we may not have gotten that one, so I wanted to make sure it's our responsibility after all. It's okay, I have now digested it. So basically, yes, so Pig God, again, because Evil Natural Water has more of an upfront role of thwarting the heroes on the actual, surface in the webcomic rather than his manga counterpart, it made more sense a little bit that Pig God would be like, oh yeah, what about that monster? I gotta go get that monster. Manga, it's like, he probably would be aware, like, there was this weird water monster, I should go check on it, but it's not as grounded. Anyway, so the same thing happens here then later, where Saitama runs into Black Sperm. He's like, oh my god, it's him, the guy who gave Awakened Garo a beatdown. So again, in the webcomic, you actually do see that Black Sperm in multiple panels watch Garo versus Saitama. So it makes sense that he can, now we're getting back to here, like, that dialogue makes sense. Here, we didn't see that throughout the fight, because obviously we were in space. Space, yes. But what gets flipped here is then, this Black Sperm that survives in the manga is now showing that he actually apparently could see or knows that Saitama was the one to beat Awakened Garo. Everyone else assumes it's Blast, because Flash couldn't see, but he says it's probably Blast. So they took that. And then the same thing here is that Rover is now...
Yeah, so he is a puppy now. Rover